Hi, Wilson from Wild's Adventures here. Thank you for stopping and taking the time to watch this video. Today I'm going to share with you an experience we had in Puerto Rico. We usually go during the non-hurricane season, and we did that this year as well. It just so happens that this year, Puerto Rico was experiencing a deluge of water, not hurricane related, that they had not experienced in 80 years. They were getting some rain, some sunny days, so on and so forth. But we went anyway, and we took a trip to the island of Culebra, or Snake Island. We took a ferry over, and we were there 2.5 days. 2 of those days it rained. So I'm going to share with you our experience. I'm going to share with you some of the information in regards to taking the ferry, buying your tickets, what we experienced, where to eat. So I believe some really good information. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please subscribe. If you want to, feel free, leave comments. I just appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thanks for watching, and God bless. The white sandy beaches of Puerto Rico. Just hear the waves hitting the sand. Puerto Rico has some beautiful beaches. This one was actually videotaped at Buye Beach in Boquerón, which is part of Cabo Rojo. But let me show you exactly what we were dealing with on this trip to Culebra Island. This is what we arrived to in Culebra. Check out this video. We arrived at the pier a little too early, so what we did, we drove down over to a place called El Timon. It's a bakery. They have some great sandwiches. They have some great pastries. So it's just about a 5-minute to 7-minute drive from the port over to El Timon. Here's a menu. Check it out. And it also has, as I mentioned, pastries and drinks. And they also have a place to eat outside. So this is a great place to go before you go over to the ferry. Now the ferry has a parking lot. It is called Smart Park. It's not the Smart Park from the United States. It's their own Smart Park. It is $15 per day. They do have a van that runs quite often, and they have plenty of space, so they drop you off at the ferry. And again, that's about not even a 3-minute drive from the parking lot over to the ferry, and that's where you go and enter the ferry. Now notice how beautiful the day is. The day was starting out great, and here are the rates for the ferry. I'm going to put a link down below where you can actually download an app, or you can go ahead and buy the ferry tickets online. It's very cheap, so it was about $4.50 for the two of us, one way. So they do charge per. If you saw the rates before, they charge the for luggage, and they charge for different types of things. So here's the waiting area, and you do need to pay attention because sometimes they make announcements, sometimes they don't. They do have a cafeteria in here. Now it was very hot that day. It was about 90 degrees, but the cafeteria is air conditioned. Not much space to eat and not many options to eat. They had muffins and drinks. That was basically it. Bathrooms were very clean. And that's a place to, if you do have space to sit down and hang out before your ferry leaves, you can do that as well. Again, here's the waiting area. They have some vending machines. That screen over there, I'm going to show you in a moment. It's a touch screen. It's if you're on your app, and you can check ferries, you can check times, so on and so forth. So here it is. And notice I was having a lot of fun with that. I was playing around with the different schedules, so you can move that up and down. Let's see, there you go. Go back. See, so it's basically if you're using the app. That's a pretty cool feature they have at the ferry. Then it started to rain. Just before we were getting on the ferry, it was pouring. So they also have outside bathrooms. Back there is an office for Carlos Jeep Rental. We rented from them, and I checked my reservation, and it was fine. All right, so now they're letting us on the boat, or they're letting us go to the waiting area to go on the ferry. Here's the waiting area. Again, it is outdoors, but it is covered. However, because of the rain, all of these seats were wet. So keep that in mind. If you have extra towels or paper towels, what have you, you can wipe them down. That's the Culebra ferry. On the other side was the ferry to Vieques. And here we are getting on the ferry. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, so let's go ahead and fast forward. There were people that live on Culebra Island they normally let them get on the boat first, let them board first. See that guy with that little blue thing, that little cart right there, that one right there? He had a boatload of food and supplies. So I guess he makes trips to the main island and takes them over to the ferry. Now you notice that the ferry was pretty empty. I was shocked. I thought it was going to be packed because this was a Sunday. And the ferry left at 2 o'clock. And look at that. It was pretty empty. So I'm going to show you a quick picture. Me and my beautiful wife there. And as you see behind us, all the seats were empty. Now, that right there is, we were leaving, and that is Vieques, actually. You get to see the island of Vieques for most of the trip. And you can see it's very cloudy. It was rainy. And I'm going to show you in a moment. It was a little bit rocky. Now, I took some Dramamine just in case. Because notice how it's rocking there. The Dramamine worked like a charm. I did not get sick at all. There was a lady in front of us. She was, forget it, she was not well. I'm not going to show you that video. But she was not well at all. So they do give you bags in case you need to, let something out. So they do have the bags. And here we are arriving at Culebra Island. And then now I'm going to show you as we are disembarking. As we're arriving at Culebra Island. Now, keep in mind, it's very dark, but the windows on the boat are tinted. So it looks a little darker than usual. So the ferry is supposed to take 1 hour. It took an hour and a half, not because of the rain. Because I'm going to show you on the way back, it was nice and sunny, and it still took an hour and a half. Don't know why. But it says 55 minutes. Nope. It takes about an hour and a half. So keep that in mind. Here is the pier as we're backing in. And here we are disembarking at Culebra Island. Now, we had rented a golf cart. That's a pretty cool feature in Culebra from Carlos Jeep Rental. I'll put the link down below. But because of all the flooding, which you're about to see in a minute, you'll see that golf carts would not have been able to get through most of the area. So we upgraded to a Jeep, and that let us get around the island fine. There were people still that had carts, but they were, again, restricted as to where to go because, again, it was flooded. So here's us driving around a little bit in Vieques. I'm going to show you a little bit driving around. And the island is beautiful, but we weren't able to enjoy it as much as we wanted to because of the rain. Over here to the right, that is the airport. There are flights that go in and out of Culebra. So if you prefer to fly, then take the ferry. You can do that as well. And then you're gonna see here how some of the roads are flooded, but you're gonna see more video of that. This is the main road. You get to learn the roads very, very easily. There's 2 main roads. One is 350, the other one's 351. You learn to navigate quickly. Now, the first night when we got there, we went to La Cocina. La Cocina is a Hispanic cuisine, and they have some nice seafood. So let me show you briefly what they had. Now, they didn't have a menu. So what they actually showed us was a picture of a menu, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Here are some views from the dining room. They opened the windows. It was clearing up a little bit. It was still raining, but it was clearing up a little bit. So here's some of the view of the from the restaurant. Now, as I mentioned earlier, they didn't have a menu. Don't know why, but the waitress gave us a picture of the menu. There it is. We had, as the appetizer, we had the spicy crab. It was delicious. That's the spicy crab right there. That was really, really good. They had like 2 tostones, 2 spicy crabs on tostones. It was really good, really fresh. And then my wife had the mahi with tostones. And there it is right there. Of course, you have to have the mayo cachu when you have your tostones. And I had the grouper. And had the shrimp on top with grouper and arroz mamposteado, which is basically rice and beans together. So let's hit the road again. Here we go. So the next day we wanted to go to Playa Flamingo Beach, which is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Look at that. We could not get through. The road was closed. I was going to try to do it, but no, I'm not that daring. This one is another road that goes to Zoni Beach, and that was also flooded. We couldn't get through to Zoni Beach either. Now we decided to go to a place called Soldado Beach, and folks, let me tell you, it is scary. So this is a one-car road, all a dirt road, and it's all downhill. Now what happened was when we were going down, we were taking our time, we were going down, we ran into some golf carts coming our way. So we started to back uphill, and the Jeep started to skid off the road. So the people in the golf carts saw us, how nervous we were, how scared we were. So they said, listen, we'll back up and you come down. And we did that. So that was very nice of them. They didn't have to do that. So this is over to Soldado Beach. If you dare to go, hey, go for it. It's totally up to you. This was one of the views as we were going back, basically the Bay Area of Soldado Beach. And then once we got there, this is what we found. Very rocky beach. Some people were like, you know what? Hey, we paid to come here. We're going to go in the water. So that's what they did. You see some folks right there. So that's, again, I'm sure pretty nice during the sunny days, but it's very rocky, as you can see there. All right. So the second day, we went to eat at Zacos Tacos. It was okay. Nothing incredible. That's the area right there. That's the main area. They just opened. That's why it's pretty empty. We were there when they opened. Now, this is in the downtown area, Culebra, and parking is very limited, but you do park on the streets. They don't have parking for the restaurant. There's the menu right there. We ordered some tacos al pastor, and then you're going to see that in a minute. And then there they are right there. They gave you 3 of them. And unfortunately, you cannot mix and match. So we got the carnitas. You can also get chicken and get steak. So we got carnitas. And then we also got some nachos. And that was our dinner. Now, so we were there 2 nights. And on the last day that we were going to leave, guess what happened? It got sunny. This was the view from our Airbnb. I'm not going to promote the Airbnb because we were not very happy with it. But this was the view from the top of the stairs of the Airbnb. That roof, the roof right there, that's the Airbnb, that roof. So you go down some stairs. It was pretty hard to go down because it was raining every day, so it was slippery. So it wasn't nice. But what we did, we decided to drive before we took the ferry, and we decided to drive to Zoni Beach. Look at the views. That's the drive from downtown Culebra to Zoni Beach. And I'm just disappointed that we were not able to see more of it, especially Flamenco Beach. But this was a drive. If some of you are investors, there are some people selling properties up there. They're selling land. So if you want to invest in some land in Culebra or going towards Zoni Beach, this is the way to go. I'm just going to let you enjoy this drive and enjoy some of the view.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
This is beautiful Zoni Beach. Now, Zoni Beach is also considered a very beautiful beach. However, less people go here because they all want to go to Flamenco Beach. Parking is free. I don't know if you saw us going into the parking lot. There was one car in front of us. That was it. And there was nobody there, just another couple. They had just arrived when we arrived. So look at that beautiful view. And there's us in the background with the beach in the background. And then on the way back, we stopped at this pier, which was on the road. We thought it was a nice view, so we also took some pictures there. There's a view of Zoni Beach. A little video of Zoni Beach. Now, from there, we went to the ferry. And we were scheduled for, I believe, an 11:30 or 12:30 and that's the pier, or that's the port, ferry port in Culebra Island, much nicer than on the main island. And they allowed us to get on an earlier boat, which was cool. And so that's the ride back. As you can see, it was not as wavy, not as rocky as the way going over to Culebra, because it was sunny, it was beautiful. And again, it was about $450 for the two of us. I think it's $225 per person. So it's cost nothing. And this one was also, I think it was emptier than the one going to Culebra. There was nobody there. So again, a great way to go to and from Culebra. So a few takeaways. Again, I'm going to show you down below. I'm going to send you a link, or provide a link of how to buy tickets. I also recommend that you always pay attention to the times. This is us disembarking at on main island, Puerto Rico. Pay attention to your times, because they don't usually do announcements. So if you're going to Vieques, if you're going to Culebra, whichever island you're going to, make sure you go ahead and listen, or pay attention, to the screens. Pay attention to the times. Sometimes they say something, sometimes they don't. So that's something to please pay close attention to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments, as I mentioned before, please leave them below, and please subscribe, and thank you so much. Have a great day, and God bless.